She asked about that. I just asked if you and I can do something like that. It's not where we can work. No, but we had something.
Call this meeting to order. Roll call. Doug here. Jerry here.
Kathy here.
John here.
Get a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Doug, aye. Jerry, aye.
Kathy, aye.
John, aye.
Get a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Start up there, clockwise, knock it off.
Doug, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Kathy, aye.
John, aye.
Okay. Wastewater treatment facility environmental information and document the city of Peosta project plan. Public hearing. We'll open the public hearing.
Information was mailed to the public a couple months ago, which is what's required and what the SRF and state are verifying at this point, that we provided information to the public on the project and the cost and how it will affect the rate. So that, that hard copy letter was mailed to every account, industrial, commercial, and residential. So that information has been provided, and we can accept any questions tonight if there's anybody here for that public hearing.
If there was a question or comment, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Can we get a vote on that, please?
Oh, John. Oh, what are we voting on?
Just it doesn't matter.
Okay. John, aye.
Kathy, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Doug, aye.
Wastewater treatment environmental information documentation, the city project plan. So the motion, that's good there, Karen? We don't need anything else on that?
We just need a motion authorizing the mayor pro tem to sign the document.
I'll make a motion authorizing Mayor Pro Tem to sign the environmental information document.
I'll second.
John, aye.
Kathy, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Doug, aye.
Peosta Community Center update.
Do you guys have any questions on anything once this is here? We did get the floors done in that locker room, or the locker rooms downstairs. I think everything turned out awesome. We're still working on like some paint and stuff to make everything match, but I think it turned out well.
Mm-hmm. They do look good.
Do you know, I know that the Westview baseball is starting a baseball club.
Yes.
Does that have anything to do with the Prairie League?
No. I'm actually working with Casey Bryant. He's going to come do a coaches meeting here in February with Prairie League coaches as well as travel coaches to kind of explain that as well. But no, it's not.
Any others? If not, we'll move on to police monthly report.
I guess the only thing I have for you is what I put in to my report. With the new SunGuard that we just got for the software, you're going to see a whole different report now, other than the synopsis, what you guys have been seeing. This will be, I believe, it's going to be laid out a lot better. You're going to see who did what, where they were at. You're going to see the arrest, it doesn't come till next month just because it's a start. We started it January 1st.
Okay.
So you'll see it for the first month, those numbers. So that'll be a plus.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't have anything for you. If you have anything for me.
Everything working out with the new hire?
I'm sorry, what?
With Zach, everything working out okay?
Yeah, everything's good so far. Yep.
Good. Nothing else, we'll move on to the Public Works monthly report.
Anybody got any questions on anything on the report? Otherwise, we're kind of getting a taste of winter. Is there any complaints out there? Anybody hearing anything on?
My driveway's full of ice.
Pardon?
My driveway's full of ice.
Your driveway full of ice? Gotta talk to our wife and kids about that.
I did.
Still full of
It's still full of ice.
I wish I could help you out with that.
I think the forecast is not gonna get better.
How you guys doing on the meters, switching out of the meters? Getting
Oh,
oil oaks
winding
now?
down. I think after today we have like 6 left. So, getting that pretty well wrapped up, which is good. The snow coming in.
With nothing else there, we'll move on to the reactivation fee for water service.
I included a document. I did reach out to ClerksNet and the Dubuque County clerks, and I included that in your packet. So if you want to take a look at that and see what other cities are charging, those were all the responses that I received.
How about they just do it during business hours and don't accommodate off hours? I mean, that seems pretty popular around here.
I was surprised by that, really.
So that means don't accommodate, that means they won't turn it on after hours for them, basically?
Correct.
Right.
They wouldn't turn it off after hours.
And weekends too then, or how would that work? Really?
Yep.
They wouldn't be turned on in the weekends.
So you're saying raise the reactivation fee to 100, but just don't accommodate? That's your suggestion?
I don't know that it needs to go to 100. That doesn't seem like what most of them do, but
Well, after looking at the other ones, it's at $50, $75 range business hours.
right.
And then $100.
I mean, I don't see a problem
for
with
after
that.
hours.
But then just don't do the after hour ones.
I don't know that you don't want to not accommodate somebody that's,
I don't know by law if you can, because like the gas company has a threshold for temperature. They can't shut your gas off below a certain temperature. But,
Right.
But if you go in Friday afternoon late and pay it, and they don't have time on Friday, they still have to come out on Saturday and turn it back on. But I don't know if water would be the same.
What,
way.
I mean, gas, you're talking about people freezing to death.
Right.
Right.
What you're saying?
This is people saying, I'm just not going to pay my bill. Because we already discussed the fact that they would accommodate people's needs. But if you just say, I'm not going to pay my bill, then
this is after
Yeah.
they've been notified and somebody knocked on their door. And
Exactly.
everything, So, yeah.
yes.
I'm okay with doing 75 and then doing 100 for after business hours. After seeing that breakdown of fees.
bother going out after hours? If you don't want to pay your bill, you don't pay your bill.
In those one cases that it's not, it's a hardship case.
Right, but that person will have come to the office. I mean, if you're legitimately a hardship case, you are gonna come in and talk to the city offices. You are. And if it's a hardship case, they're not gonna have $100 to, I mean, if you can't pay your water bill, you're not gonna have $100 to. If it's a hardship case, you're not gonna have $100 to have tomorrow. Right? What do you think? I said if it's a hardship case where they can't pay their water bill, they're not gonna have $100 to turn it back on after you. Right.
I've been hearing from a couple people this week already about the increases. I really don't know why we're
Messing with
this
it.
bill right now, if we can avoid it for a while.
But,
I thought that the increase, I was reading the paperwork, and I thought our increase was in February. Did it come in January?
Because we're hearing a
It's
lot of
coming next
complaints.
month. Yes.
Right, they won't see it.
They haven't gotten billed for it yet?
No.
This increase, just so everybody knows, isn't for everybody's water bill. It's for the negligent ones that get shut off and don't pay their bills, so.
Yeah, that's what this is, but why mess with it right now? Just my opinion.
how often do we do reconnections on off hours?
Shut off one.
Shut one off, so.
I've probably in my 20 years, maybe 8 or 10.
So when did you disconnect or reconnect them on a Saturday or Sunday or was it,
I believe it was the next day.
so during the week?
I don't think we came in that night. I think it was the next day.
Work.
Business hours.
Business hours.
Yeah, the issue with after hours is they can't really get a hold of us anyways, so. After hours shutouts are gonna be uncommon just because it's hard for them to, I mean, they can't really get a hold of us to pay, so. Is it infrequent as it happens, I think it would be more infrequent that we would have it after hours, so I don't.
Reconnection.
Correct. Just because they can't. If they get home at 6 o'clock at night and they wanna pay, they can't.
Do we go online
Unless they would have a
services?
personal number of one of us, they're not gonna be able to get hold of us.
So it's not one.
Well, I wouldn't spend too much time stressing over the after hours reconnections because it's just,
Yeah, I'd be okay with $75 for the during hours, and then just leaving the, either don't accommodate or.
If we can,
leave it as is.
I guess if we can't accommodate, it doesn't make any sense to put a dollar amount against it, you know what I
But
mean?
if it's not gonna happen,
We're already not accommodated.
right. So I'd say raise that to $75,
I'm all right with that.
and then not accommodate it,
Right.
so we're not even.
Well, if it's not offered, right, that makes sense.
We'll put together an ordinance for the next meeting.
Okay.
Engineering planning discussion.
so there are 2 agreements we discussed are in board docs, so we would entertain motions for both of those if you so choose.
So the lift station is just to evaluate where we're at with everything, like lines and everything.
Correct. Capacity, the condition of the equipment, and future growth.
Was this in the budget anywhere?
It is not. This was sort of prompted though by the breakdown of the pumps. So I should say, we budget for pump failure on the equipment side. But when those pumps fail, that's when we were sort of
So this is something just to make sure that we don't have a massive failure.
Right, correct. Well, and we're gonna have to repair those to some extent, and we don't wanna,
Yes.
right, we don't wanna spend dollars, we don't have to spend or spend by the wrong infrastructure. And as Dee mentioned a couple meetings ago, when we talked about it, there could be an opportunity to kind of pull a swap with some of these pumps if we realize, okay, well, this pump's now too small for this lift station, but it's might be the right size for NICC or one of the other lift stations. Or, you know, you can keep pumps for spares, so there's a lot of different options with the size, but it's, you know, they have to take into consideration that the like electric setup and how the things are all wired. You know, certain pumps only have so much juice flowing to them, so there's a lot of different factors that go into sizing the pumps.
So this will give us a plan going forward, what we need, what we have.
And this will give
versus
us,
us just guessing. Because right now, we have to replace some stuff down there now, right?
Absolutely.
And we'd just be guessing.
Or rebuild. We're now for rebuilding.
And we'd be just guessing what we need without something like this, right?
Right now we're just rebuilding what we have.
It doesn't take anything in the future as far as growth or anything like that. And this study will. Kind of seems like it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve the professional services made and East Lift Station Evaluation Preliminary Engineering Report.
Second.
We usually start over there. John, I.
Kathy, I.
Jerry,
Okay.
And
I'll make a motion for the engineering service agreement for the Stormwater Improvements Network 2 professional engineering services.
John, I.
Kathy, I.
Jerry, I.
Karen, aye.
Doug, did you second that? Sorry.
Yes.
And we do have an other.
We do.
Yep, it's the discussion on the tubes.
Yeah, I think, Tom, maybe do you want to brief the council and then Dean can maybe provide his recommendation and go from there?
Tom Washington, business. So it's, we did the improvement plans for Thunder Valley Estates No. 3 subdivision, and in doing so, we had to put in a pipe, I guess, or a culvert underneath the new road. The culvert upstream under Highway 20 is a 10 by 10 box culvert. The culvert downstream under Hot Springs is something substantially smaller. I'm not sure why it is, but it is. I think it's a 5 by 6. But we looked at a drainage area and how to maximize, I guess, the flow through that culvert pipe that was needed, and decided then that it probably should be a box culvert because of the limited space we had in this. And a round pipe was going to require more of those pipes than this. So we headed down the direction of a box culvert pipe. But in doing the bidding, they found out that more round culvert pipes would be extremely less costly than the box culvert techniques. I ran calculations to figure out what the capacity would be compared to the box culverts, and we were getting similar results. It actually ended up, the original calculations showed that there needed to be 3 6 by 6 box culverts there. But in doing further calculations, I guess, for round culvert pipe, we found that we could use 4 66-inch round culvert pipes and get similar results. And I submitted the data to IIW, and they said, Jim Bosley said he was in agreement that the calculations they should work with us in a similar fashion as what box culverts do. Actually, the numbers are less. I storm event, the 6x6s, the headwater required to get that flow for this 10-year storm event is 1033.60, where the 466s is 1033.22. It's a difference of 4/10. It's less for the 66 inches. And it was the same way with the 50-year event and the 100-year storm event. It's actually less. I mean, it's not substantially less, but it's less. And I believe that's due to the fact that the culvert pipes will have a flared-end section, which will allow water to come in easier, I guess, where the box culverts were just going to be straight. They weren't going to have the flared-end section of the flume apron in. So I can only speak to the capacities, I guess, and the calculations show that the 66-inch, 466-inch pipes should actually work better than the 3 6x6 box culverts. Like I said, its cost is substantially less, as I understand. Is there any questions?
How about undermining with the water and everything, getting between the tubes and everything? Is there pros and cons between the two of them, between box culvert and round tubes? Or not?
Well, I guess I don't have any information from me that would say that it should be better one way or the other. I mean, the DOT and SUDAS has standard specs for how they should be bedded and backfilled and things of that nature. So I guess, I mean, it's common practice to use round pipe culverts, more so, I guess, than box culverts.
Yeah, culverts I deal with every day, where I have 2 or 3 or 4 round culverts, I have nothing but problem with concrete culverts. They undermine, pour concrete in there, we spend more money on that, and then the maintenance of it alone, keeping the trash. A box culvert, a culvert trash will go through, easier than a round culvert. I'm concerned, undermining it all, because like I said, every time we get a 2-inch, 3-inch rain, that's all we're doing is fixing the beginnings. Versus our box culverts, we never deal with it. That's my concern.
Is there a way to stabilize the round culverts versus the box?
The last one we fixed, that's what we did. We dug them up and poured concrete into them. On the front half of them, we basically set the culverts back down and get in the concrete. And so far, it's only been 4 months since we put them back in. So far, we're working okay.
Tom, I guess my question to you is why are we not putting flared-end sections on the box?
We're looking at precast, and there, it's an apron, it's just not flared.
So roll paper.
Yeah.
It will be a gradual framework.
It's based off of the standard DOT for precast box culverts.
Which is fine, I just want to make sure that wasn't straight up and down.
Oh, yeah.
And without a paper.
No. Yeah, they're both gonna have tapered and it's just the round culvert will actually have a precast flared end section and then a little line where the precast box will not, it's just straight up. But yeah, it is tapered to match the.
That's a great.
How much more maintenance is it between the two of them? Between the box and the round?
All the Doug's have, and my objection is the round versus square. I don't disagree with you on the amount of flow, the capacity that the round will take as much, or round will take as much as the square. But my concerns are is the debris that's going to get caught up on the intake side.
Even though they have flares, should theoretically.
Well, if you can envision a round pipe versus a square pipe, you're going to get more debris catching on that round pipe versus the square.
I guess I would agree with you if it was square coming out, but we're going with flare. But I mean, it was just a straight round pipe without a flare in it.
Not necessarily, because still has to go into a round pipe. Which I agree with you talking about trees or, yeah, I mean, if we get willows or, you know, we got ag ground to the south of us, I mean, we got all the corn stalks and, you know, weeds and whatever type of debris that all gathers and, you know, on a flood. So when the end of that pipe is all plugged and the water's coming over the street and our street's gone, that's my concern.
These are really big pipes. They're not like a farm entrance where it's gonna catch you right there.
Right.
These are free flowing.
Right, I understand.
Size.
Yeah, because it actually comes under the highway, right, and then goes back up and over towards Cox Springs. That's how that flows through there?
Yeah, it goes from south to north.
Yeah, that's kind of different. So,
The biggest problem in Cox Springs. There's some other issue in Cox Springs. We'll definitely see more of an issue in Cox Springs, but that road, I mean, in the near future, we're looking to, you know, do some work on Cox Springs.
There's not much distance, I guess, from the end of that box culvert, the 10 by 10 box culvert going under the highway, before you get to these culverts that will be under the street. I don't have it on hand, but I think it's less than 100 feet.
if there was a way we could address that undermining, that's the biggest issue, I think. We don't want to have an issue with these tubes right off the bat, or down the road, you know what I mean, washing out in between them under the flares or wherever it's going to be. 'Cause it's not if or when we get the 5 or 6 inch rain, it's, you know, we're going to get it. Especially, yeah, that seems to be the norm. So, I mean, the flow calculations and everything, they show basically the same, so.
I agree. I think that the undermining is the bigger issue. Because those are, what, over 5 feet in diameter?
Yeah, 66 inches.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have an issue. I mean, and we didn't have any trees on the other side of the highway, also something. So if something gonna go through, it's gonna be fairly small. If you have enough flow, it should push it.
I'm more worried about the undermining.
Is this something we gotta vote on tonight, or is it informational, or?
It's informational. There's not really statutorily, there's not really a process or really anything for the council to weigh in on formally. This was just a discussion that the developers brought, so you don't have to vote ever really. This was just something we wanted to have a conversation about.
Are they free to do what they choose to do?
Right, I mean, they're by our code of ordinances, as long as they follow the specs, we can only get involved to the extent that they step outside of we can legally only get involved when they step outside of the specs. But we have a good relationship with them, and I think we want to keep it that way, and we've always worked well together, so I think that's why we're here, is we want to make sure it's, I mean, obviously there's a best case scenario for everyone, and that's sometimes not possible, but if we want it to be something that everybody can live with and that we can live with, they feel like we're still on a good footing.
I mean, we have good staff. The staff talk to developers and have them,
Well, what direction are you giving him?
to work with the developers on the solution. I mean, if we're not under any rights to say we're gonna change it, maybe between staff and developers, we work together to come up with a solution.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something if the council for future reference, I mean, if you know, box culverts or certain specs are preferred, we can work on any improvement plans required.
Right. But now, right now, they're
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
they're
just, that's.
within rights
it is
to
what
do
it is,
what
right,
they,
it
yeah.
is what it is.
I'd be fine with the circular as long as we concreted them in or someplace to kind of secure the fact that we're not going to be having to dig the road up to reset these things in 3, 4, 5 years. Kind of my thoughts.
Compilation shows it.
Water flows
Yeah,
fine.
water flows.
I just don't want, to have a third pipe underneath them.
But also, I mean, if you're talking about future, right? So then eventually, when you keep on doing the section at Thunder Hills housing plan, it's going to be frontage road with that, so there's going to be another protection for the flow coming
Right.
through. Because frontage road is supposed to go south of 520, so they're going to have to put another culvert with that, do something so that cornfield on the other side when it goes way out, and we're getting rid of cornfields that is existing right now.
Right.
It's going to be just grass, no trees, nothing.
Make another buffer before you get to these two.
Right.
Does that box culvert underneath Highway 20 help stop debris at all? Does it filter? You know what I mean? I don't either. I don't know how much stuff's actually coming farmed, like field debris probably. I see that, but there's not a lot of trees and everything washing out that area. Just field and silt. A lot of silt probably.
Yeah, it's still actually going to go easier through the round pipe than some other ones. Still going to be on the edges.
Okay, so I think we'll take it to that direction, and we'll report back to you.
Yeah, Dean, just take a look at it and make sure it works for you. All right, moving on to fiscal year 21 budget.
Both of these items are just informational. I share the budget calendar, which will keep us on track. The new schedule that the state has set, the budget is not due till the end of March now, which is 2 weeks later than it used to be due. Right now, I'm working with the directors and integrating the CIP priorities. The next meeting, Northland Securities will be here, which will be a good opportunity for us to have a more in-depth conversation in terms of our long-term financing picture, and then we will hold our work session at our regular work session time, that first Thursday of February. The council can really dig into it and get things in a place that you all feel are appropriate, and then at the next meeting we will set the hearing and publish the notice of hearing for that maximum levy that we discussed. So we will be working hard between now and then, or if there are things you want us to be aware of, definitely let me know. Otherwise, that work session will be a good time to bring all those things forward. And we'll discuss also at that work session how we want to make sure this is a message to the public in terms of that max levy. We're talking to a lot of other communities, and it's just everybody is kind of befuddled, trying to. It's just going to be hard to explain to the public that this is here's a number for your taxes. It's not a whole number. It only represents part of your taxes, and it represents the most we can take. It doesn't actually represent what we are going to take. So I got to find a better way to explain that to the residents. But
I don't know.
we'll try. We'll give it a shot.
If there's an equation or something, like an example you can give them.
Yeah, it's just the problem is half the number doesn't really mean anything without the other half. Your part A could be really low, part B could be through the roof. Part A could be super high, and we might have some communities really scared, the part you have to notice, but then their part B, their debt service, that could be nothing. So it's just, it's gonna be an interesting budget season.
Moving on to the next one, capital improvements plan.
Yeah, we can just touch on this really quickly. I'm continuing to put together exhibits. I did another couple today, and this won't really be finalized till probably after that meeting with when Northland presents, and then when I get some additional feedback from you guys at the budget workshop is when I'll be able to put the cherry on top. And so then at the next meeting, while we're setting the max levy hearing, we'll probably set a meeting for a hearing on the capital improvement plan, and then that can be adopted. So looking forward to getting that finished.
Okay, moving on to administration, resolution adopting TIP policy.
We had nothing before in the past, correct?
Correct.
Nothing formal. I'll make a motion resolution adopting the tax increment finance program for the city of Peosta.
Second.
Oh, I thought I did the first half of the meeting. I thought you did the second. You start over there always. John, I.
Kathy, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Doug, aye.
Resolution approving the plat of survey. Ocean Park number 2. What was the resolution number on that last one? 3? Okay. So this is-
I'll make a motion approving resolution 2020-04, resolution approving the plat survey, Peosta Commercial Park number 2, city of Peosta.
I'll second.
John, I.
Kathy, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Doug, aye.
Application for annexation. You guys have any questions? No? Not, I'll make a motion to move to acknowledge the receipt of the application, authorize the administrator to work with legal counsel to draft annexation agreement and negotiating terms.
I'll second.
John, I.
Kathy, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Doug, aye.
City Hall Space Day. So we did get some clarification on this today.
Okay, I have a question on that. If the $9,200 doesn't play into this, I mean, in what scenario does it play in?
We take their study and we go with a different firm to do it.
Does it say that anywhere?
Yeah, that's what that, if the city enters into agreement professional service with IIW and remaining the design of the building, will forego the $9,250 for
Right.
professional fees.
Right. Or,
Yeah, the or is below 0. The police station, will not accommodate the city. Construction will be unreasonable. And we don't decide to do something in 5 years.
if you sign with them, they will forego the $9,250.
That's if we move forward with their plan.
Right.
So
If you agree to have them do the design,
of the-
then they're going to forego it
No, we don't have to pay.
Right.
Yeah.
So in what scenario
If we go to a different.
do you pay?
A
90
different firm, right? We do.
Yep.
Does it
So
say that in
if-
there?
Yeah, if the result of the study says this would be a great fit if you move this wall and add, 20 by 20 space to the south, north, whatever. And we say, and it'll include like some rough concepts of what that would look like. So if we pay them $3,000 to take that plan and then say, good idea, we actually want to have RDG, architects, manage that renovation for us. So we take the space study, which will include some architectural drawings and some information, all the footages, the measurements, and give that to RDG and hire RDG to do the actual project. That's when we would owe the additional $9,000. If we take their product and let another firm use it,
Right.
that is the instance in which.
Well, it says you take the study and any of the following occur, then you owe nothing more.
Right.
The police station will not accommodate.
Right, so the study
The
comes
city-
back and says, can't fit 4 offices, can't fit the city hall functions.
The construction cost of the project is unreasonable. Well,
Right.
who's gonna say it's unreasonable?
Us.
You're gonna have to have a budget beforehand so they know what you're working with. You can't just go ahead and say free for all.
No, I mean,
I mean,
if
we
we
have
do
to have-
nothing, if we do nothing, we won't pay anyone. I mean, that's I guess I feel that's clear when I spoke to him on the phone, I understood.
Well, who's to say that the project cost is unreasonable?
Us.
I mean, that's in there.
That's our decision.
Right, but I mean, they don't even have access to our budget. I don't know who else will determine that except for us.
Right. Are they not going to want to know upfront how much you're willing to put into this?
No, this is just an information.
I just get mad. I mean, matters if we go forward or not. I don't know that when we don't go forward in that case. So say they say, oh yeah, it'll work if you spend $500,000. Obviously, we're not. We're not going to move forward. So if we choose not to move forward, they're not going to question. You know what I mean? They're not going to drill down into why you're not moving forward. That says basically, if you don't do anything for whatever reason, if it won't fit, if it costs too much, if anything happened and you don't move forward, you don't have to pay.
Nice one is the next one though. If you don't start the project within 5 years, so they give us an end date. This isn't forever going to be hanging up there, And we're working on a 5-year plan right now that doesn't even include anything that they've brought to the table. So I see this being a 6-year, if anything, right, or more.
Performance requirements and any budgetary limitations, so. I mean, do we not have to know how much people are willing to spend?
No, this is purely just to go down there and figure out what we can do, what the possibilities are. There's going to be up to four different layout designs, renderings, whatever. And yeah, I think it's good. It's good for the city. It's information. Like I mentioned, we don't really have it on our 5-year plan to begin with, so
Right.
it's information. It'll cross off a box, yes or no. So
And how's it gonna do that? If you don't know how much you're willing to spend to start with?
if you don't know,
Who's gonna say, like the study comes back and says $500,000, we gotta add up, or we gotta
Yeah, so
add
if you
somewhere.
don't evaluate,
Then what?
If you don't evaluate it, you don't know how much it's going to cost.
Right, but
So how are
let's
you
say it
supposed
comes
to, how
back
are you
that
supposed
way.
to go into it with an estimate of what it's going to cost when you don't even know how much it's going to cost without evaluation? You know what I mean?
Well, and you guys could have that conversation, I guess. I would feel that it is dependent on the, like if they said, well, $250,000 worth of work, which would still seem excessive to me for our current state, makes this, if $250,000 can add on huge council chambers and 6 offices, and I think the dollars depends on the amount of years that buys us. You know, if $10,000 can buy us 10 years, then that's more reasonable. But if $10,000 only buys us 1 year, then that's not reasonable. So I don't think it's necessarily a dollar threshold. I think it is dependent on what it makes that building and the longevity it gives the council. And that would be the discussion if we had. I mean, I've purposely not talked figures with them because I don't really want them steering it one way or the other. Like, oh, they're willing to spend $100,000, so this makes it 60. But if we,
But it's in there that they want somebody in charge of this to give budgetary limitations. I mean, you want them to come back with the cost, but it does say they want the representative.
under the owner.
Performance requirements and any budgetary limitations. I mean, there were no budgetary limitations the last time we did this, so, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I would, that's what my conversation would be with them. I mean, don't you think that if this is the fix would be contingent on the years of the life we're getting out of the building? I'm not entirely sure if that, I can't tell if that's talking about this study requirements for the project.
Well, no, you're already paying for the study.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and I guess, probably at this point, with the council, with it not being on our 5-year plan and not having any strong feelings about it, I think for the budgetary limitations, we would probably stick to maybe telling $400,000 is in the code of Iowa, that's the most you can spend on a public building without it going to a vote. So I guess maybe that's a pretty generic guideline to throw out there. But even then, I mean, our statement, our financial statements support in what's reasonable or not reasonable.
I'll make a motion to move forward with this space study.
I'll second.
John, aye.
Kathy Yang.
Jerry, I.
Yeah,
Karen, no.
I didn't hear you. So the motion was?
To move forward with the space study. Thank you. Sorry, I'm on.
Is there any others? Administration? Not, we'll move to citizen comment.
Just a question on the water bill. So the FAQ, I think, do a nice job of trying to alleviate some of the concerns that people have been having with the water cost. Is there, rather than running through a scenario as we've done, which is an effective way to do it, is there just a formula that describes what the water bill is? Can we share that publicly?
Absolutely, yeah. It's an Excel spreadsheet. We haven't shared it, just strictly because, people could mess with the formulas and get all messed up. I mean, obviously it's not.
I bring it up only because I've been hearing more feedback on it. And it is, when you take the FAQs and then you take the experience of what somebody paying at this house versus somebody paying at this house and different households, and it doesn't seem to make sense. So it's hard for people to have any confidence in that. So that would just be a request, is if we could share that, I think that may be helpful.
And we can try to provide some narrative with that too, just so they try to.
Can use it properly.
Well, right, exactly. Yeah, we don't want people panicking.
Because the base rate is based off a family of 4 and all that, right? That
Yeah,
information,
and we
so.
definitely. I mean, we tried not to. We didn't really want to promote this because we also have a good relationship with our neighboring community. But at the end of the rate increase, our rates will still be lower than the majority of the surrounding communities. So that's a hard thing to kind of push out there on social media because you don't want to be seen as like disparaging ever as a cascade. But it really is, reasonable. So we're trying to capture that as best we can.
And yeah, I think that's the benchmark though, or something that I expect is to keep things competitive. I don't know, we always have to be the lowest,
Right.
but the whole package of what the city provides needs to be competitive with the other emergency needs. And if somebody has a busted pipe and you gotta shut off the water.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
this is if they didn't pay the bill.
It's what?
If they didn't pay the bill.
Yeah.
So it's purely for a failure of this.
Disconnection for not paying.
Or a violation of an ordinance of some sort,
Oh, okay.
like if
there's-
they pull their meter out or something like that.
And there's notifications and everything that are in place to let these people know before they get shut off that this is gonna happen, so.
So it's not a surprise.
It's not just, hey, yeah, wake up, oh, here you go, $75.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody
I had a
else?
citizen's comment. Why don't we get the citizen comments that are called in on over a period to us? When people call and complain or they have a concern, it doesn't always get directly to the council. And they'll say they called in, or you guys will say, well, we had a lot of negativity last week. But we never know what it was, what was said. So why don't we have something like that for the citizen comments?
To me, that's city staff's dealing with.
But then how can-
Let me talk. They're calling in to the city to complain. If they have an issue, it should come to the council, address the council.
But the city staff can refer that to us. They can
Right.
inform us.
Right, I guess and we certainly can do whatever, it's just, if you guys are willing to dedicate staff time to it, we can do whatever you want. So when, like, for example, a couple weeks ago, we got a call, somebody who believed their water meter was broken. I guess Dean's the authority for that, we can pass that to you, I'm not sure what.
Well,
you
I think
guys-
she's talking about people that call in with complaints or general city
If the
complaints.
city isn't doing a good job with this or that, yeah. If you got a broken meter, yeah, you're gonna call Dean.
Right, right.
But,
Yeah, we can do that if we get a general, I don't know
but
that.
it doesn't always get to the council level. We don't hear it.
But I
I
don't
guess
necessarily
I'm
know is
wondering
why we want to get involved in the day-to-day operations.
If they're calling the city with concerns or complaint, and it can't be repaired or fixed, shouldn't we know what they're unhappy about?
Well, normally they do in their synopsis of the weekly report and everything. If there's something serious enough that the citizens or so there's an issue out there, they'll put that in there. But the day to day, our staff can handle all that stuff. I don't think we need to be bothered, or that we don't need to add another extra step or two to have them correspond all this information to us daily. I mean, everybody's going to have issues, right? You're going to have public comment, but ultimately, if you want to be a part of the communication here at the meetings, citizen comments the perfect spot for it.
Is there a specific, is there a specific example? I'm struggling to think of a single call that's coming that's general. It's usually very specific, like, my recycle bin got blown 3 blocks away, and then,
Yeah, I guess I'm puzzled as to what kind of information you're looking for.
Well, if there's something we can help them with or talk to them about,
Like,
that'll put their mind at ease or make them think a little better of the city.
do you have an example?
No, I don't have it, but I think,
Well, there were a lot of complaints in November. Did you refer them to the meetings? Did you,
About what?
about, I don't know, whatever meetings there were, that there were
about like just the
contention,
dysfunction.
yeah.
We weren't hearing a lot of that in City Hall, though. I mean, people weren't calling in here. There was a lot of stuff on
Okay.
social media, but they weren't necessarily calling.
But they
And a lot
didn't
of those
call
were-
the city hall.
What's that?
They didn't call city
Well, a
hall.
lot of those, when we were getting reached out to personally via some personal.
Not people coming in during the day. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, people stopping in could mention things, but not in a way, I
That
guess.
wasn't their intent
Right.
of stopping in, though. They might drop off a water bill and,
Say,
ask some
oh.
questions or something like that, but they weren't like, that wasn't their sole reason for coming in or calling. And
Okay.
I guess I'm just really confused by what.
I just thought maybe
I just
that's what
want
you was.
information passed on if it's something we can do something about. Or
Which we absolutely
just
do.
so that we're aware of it.
Yep.
Oftentimes, it will end up being something that's on the agenda, but, I mean,
It
do you
just
want to
seems
hear
like,
about every
well,
person
I
that
called
pushes their
City
snow
Hall.
into the street and the neighbor calls because somebody pushed their snow into the street? Or I mean,
And
If
we're
you guys
gonna
get a
use-
letter, you do give us that stuff.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
needs spent. I mean, if you get a letter complaining about the city or something.
right, oh, absolutely, if
Yeah.
we get written correspondence, it's absolutely going to come to you guys, but, you know, I mean, a lot of it's, this neighbor complaining about this neighbor, do you wanna hear all that stuff? Cause we tell them that's civil.
And we're hoping with the new website to let cities utilize like an issue reporting. You know, they have like an issue reporting.
Like a chat box?
Correct, right, well, you can submit an issue online. So that would allow for those to be captured, so we can just monthly rip those off to you, and it can be yours to do it.
Okay, thank you.
So I mean, that's probably the most foolproof way to, and I'm not the best person to talk, because I'm kind of far removed, but.
Well, and I don't take a lot of the calls either. You know, I mean, we call them on their water bill this morning. They want, you know, they call and they say, you didn't get my payment or something like that. I mean, those are a lot of what we get. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm not sure, but
Except I did hear one complaint about bad health.
about
They
what?
had the day, they mailed the check the one day and the next day they had a late notice and it was only a day late or something.
That's how they do it though. They don't
Well,
receive
it
it.
crossed in it was a weekend when it
It can
crossed.
happen.
Yeah,
It can happen no matter what.
But then they were a little shocked.
We also.
If they get the late notice, does it say if you've already paid, please disregard this, or,
Well,
you know, like some of those that you,
Yeah.
It went
We
out
can add
on
that,
a
yeah.
Friday, and apparently they must have sent it out. It was out when it was due.
They probably
I don't
mailed
think
it
It was a day late,
oh,
but then the weekend did something, and I said, no.
I think we give them
If
ample
there's a
enough time.
weekend though, I mean, we're not gonna send them out until Monday. Is that what you're saying? So
It sounded like it was something like that.
And
But I mean,
checks
this was a
cross
while
the
back,
mail.
this isn't current.
things cross the
Yeah.
mail all the time.
We can add that
They're,
language.
they're
I mean, just for the
surprised
first
that
notice,
they-
if they're, you know,
Yeah,
if your
yeah.
payment has already been submitted, please.
It wasn't overdue when they put it in, or else it might have been that night or that day after the holidays or something. And they were surprised they made it. But it just that you mentioned that it came up, that came up about 6 months ago, that wasn't.
Well,
And we are having issues with the mail.
Everybody is.
We are having a lot of issues with
The mail truck got hauled away today
And
with
we
by a
get-
tow truck.
We get complaints
No mail today?
all the time about people not getting their utility bills. Well, when we package them up and take them to the post office, that ends our obligation. So,
See, now I wasn't aware that there was that problem.
oh my goodness. And we've talked to the post office, we probably talk to the post office monthly about it.
the past couple months have been bad.
We're really trying to encourage more people to sign up for e-bills. Originally, we talked about just e-bills for ACHs because they're not turning the stub and then you gotta look up the account numbers, but we're pushing it out.
And we're hoping to push that at the open house later this month, just verifies it, and for people needing for tax information, that it's retained, you know, electronically in a folder, so. Yeah, unfortunately, just with the post office, it's hard, we can't guarantee, it's hard to know.
If there's a different way to mail the bill, if there's a different layout or design or something that makes it through there and not get lost. Or,
Well, I mean, that's something we could look at, but it's also going to be more labor
More
intensive
costly.
and more expensive for postage.
You'd like to think e-bill's probably the direction it's all headed eventually, so.
question back there.
Can you do e-bill without having to do ACH and just go on and pay your bill?
We don't have that capability yet. It's a module that could be purchased through our software, and we talked about that a little bit too as well.
But you can you get email and pay online?
That's what she's saying.
Right, because I don't like ACH, I don't like people having my routing number.
And that's
But
okay.
I'll go online and pay my bill.
You can. So you could get e-bill, and pay with a credit card, but there's a fee on that.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's the issue with
Okay.
that.
Gary, you had a question?
I wonder if the police chief, his comment, I think he mentioned this several months ago when I asked, about the speed lights
received
Do the
quotes.
bids, right?
Yeah.
And I actually just ordered a speed sign, and then for this fiscal year, I'm gonna order another one, so we should be laid out pretty well with speed signs. It just takes time, but the first one that I'm gonna get should be here in about 3 weeks. I'll try to get that one up right away, and then from there, I'll order another one. And like I said, like with that grant and the grants I'm getting for these speed signs, and the next year we should be laid out really well in town. They'll be everywhere.
Post mounted or portable?
They're gonna be solar, they're post mounted and solar, so you don't ever have to take them down. They're basically gonna be there for good, you know.
The
It's just-
5 for the grant will be permanent. The ones.
Correct. The ones I just ordered is also, it's going to be, it's solar, so it can be moved, but it's gonna be permanent, more or less, you know, we can move it, but it's gonna be dictated for a certain area. Since we're gonna get a couple of them, through the grants, and then, you know, we'll see where they're at. The only one we have is the battery operated one right now, and, that's the one that always goes up in front of hers or over here, and, you just have to take it down every like 2-3 days, charge it, put it back up. In the wintertime, it drains right away just because of the cold weather, so that's why we don't put it up in the wintertime. It's just not good for them. So, yeah. Just kind of low with that.
Any other questions? Now I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I got a question. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Delayed there.
He's delayed, yeah.
I know when you sent out an email last week before about the audio visual of this room.
Yeah.
What do we need to do to move forward with that?
Oh, yeah, so I guess I just need some direction from you guys. The visual capability I think is easier than the audio. I'm struggling to find the right audio equipment, but I probably just need to reach out to a professional.
I think it'd be nice, like, I know a couple of stuff, having TV with everything, so everybody here can see what we're seeing. And then, I don't know, microphone here, here, and here, so everybody can hear us.
Yeah, three mics should work, I would think. One per table.
Okay, so maybe do you want me to bring do you have an
Probably be 4, because if you put one on a podium, you know.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have
Just like maybe start the process of research.
Yep. Okay, we'll bring some quotes to the next meeting. Because we did have it we had budgeted for a projector, so there are some dollars there.
Just to add a comment to that, since you went there, that's been, I think, pretty regular criticism. It's really, really difficult here to hear what you guys are saying, especially when you have a dialogue amongst the 2 or 3 of you. So I think it's money well spent to make it easier for people here to hear everything that's being said. And yes, for this meeting, I actually tried to print out the minutes ahead of time and supplemental material so I could track along with what's going on. I spent about an hour before the meeting trying to prepare. Almost impossible to keep up with because of the volume of pages that need to be printed. So I offer that as further supporting evidence that I think there's value in having the visual capability for people to follow along, even if they didn't have an opportunity to review it before the meeting.
And really, the screen probably should go so you guys can see it easier.
Yes.
Like that, right?
You guys can already see it.
Right.
Yeah, we see
You
it.
just need one of your screens displayed up there for everybody else.
Would this work?
Not if
Will
they're
you
sitting
see it
there.
and You can see it?
I won't be picky about where. It'll be great to have it.
Well, and I mean, we can twist your setup however.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it could get mounted easiest.
And not on that, I'm guessing, right?
To your point though, Whitney, if you were to contact an AV expert or
Yeah,
somebody who
that's
does this stuff, I think they could bring a few recommendations.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. See what they say.
But I think it'd be worth a little bit of an investment to the group's public opinion.
Dean, just not that well, probably.
It might be a little bit difficult on that. It's obviously possible. I mean, the conduit was anchored on it, so I mean, it can be done. All these walls are built the same. The precast walls are all the same, so it's not gonna matter if it's that. I mean, yeah, that was a little more of a diamond stone, but it can be done. I mean, would it be possible to do it on that wall?
Maybe we just have to Or once we get, we'll be, I mean, just play with
We
it.
just need, we can do it on that wall, we just want it, then we want to twist the council so that council can see it, so when we're doing presentations, then we're throwing stuff up on the same thing.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. John, I.
Kathy, I.
Jerry, aye.
Yeah,